Hey, this is John Horn, and in the great outdoors, I'm going to try to share a video with you today if it's not too windy. And this is how to play a blues turnaround in the key of G. I'll show you a simple way to do it, and then I'll show you at least one variation. So this would be the kind of thing that you would either play as an introduction or as an ending, and you can play it in between choruses too, and it's going to sound like this. That could be the beginning of the song, as you just heard, and then I would keep going into the song. Or I could be coming along, let's say this is the last 4 bars of your blues, where I start on bar 9 with a D chord, and then a C, and I'm going to play one beat of G, and on beat 2, that's where our turnaround comes in. Okay, so this is how to play it. I like to start with my 3rd finger. You're going to put it on your 4th string, 3rd fret. That's an F, by the way. You might know that already. And you don't have to do this all the time, but I kind of like to slide into it a little bit. So start on your 2nd fret and slide up to your 3rd. And we're going to walk down that string. 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open. And in between each one, we're going to pop up to our G string and play a triplet. So go up to your 3rd string, back down to your 4th. And with the slide, just really quick little grace note slide. And I'm just walking down the 4th string with my 2nd and 1st fingers. So 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open. Now you're going to hop over to the 5th string, 3rd fret. If you know your C chord, that's the bass note of your C chord. And I like to slide my finger up, pick that note again, and then play the open D. You could also use your pinky finger, but I think a lot of folks aren't really comfortable using their pinky, so a slide is perfectly acceptable. So here's what we've got so far. Okay, and then for the last 3/8 notes of the measure, you're going to play a D7 chord, and 4, and then you're going to go back to a G chord, and that would be beat 1 of the beginning of the 12-bar blues again. So you can jump right into your next chorus or the beginning of your song from there. So, lawnmower. Here we go. This is the whole thing. D7. That could also be an ending, but I'll show you another ending I kind of like too. Okay, a couple of variations because it's going to get boring if you do the same thing every time. People are going to kind of, oh, he's going to play that lick again. And nothing else, you're going to get bored. So, here's one variation, is to simply strum across the strings instead of the triplet. We can go. Okay, and then it doesn't really matter if you strum just your 3rd and 4th strings. You can even get across to your 2nd, and that would sound okay. But you still want the most emphasis to go on your 4th string, and you could even vary your rhythm like I did there, like or pretty easy, right? And let's see, one more variation is a little more advanced, but it's not that hard to do. If you want something that sounds even more authentic, and when you learn this, you'll be able to move it around and put it in different keys pretty easily. Take your pinky finger, and instead of playing our 3rd string G, which is open, we're going to jump up and play the high G. So we're still going to do the walk down on the 4th string, but in between, instead of hitting the open 3rd, we're going to jump up and hit. Now I did that with my right hand just for illustration, but that's a lot of moving around. So what I find that is much easier is to take a finger, it could be your middle finger or your ring finger, the very last one I like to pick them together, and then the rest of it's the same. Okay, so there you have it. Let's check that out real quickly. And again, you could pick them all together if you want. You can even strum through all of that. That sounds pretty cool. So lots of little variations, very simple things you can do. One last thing, if it's really the end of your song, here's a nice little cool ending for you to do. Instead of walking up to the D, why don't we walk up to the G? And so to make it sound really bluesy, what I like to do is play F, that's your first fret on your low 6th string, F sharp on your 2nd fret 6th string, and finally G, that's the bass note of your G. Now you could play a regular G, but if you want something that sounds even kind of bluesier, play a G7 chord. So that's 6th string 3rd fret, 5th string 2nd fret, open, 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 1st fret. So all together you'd have that's only good for an ending, because once you're here, everyone knows you're finished. Okay, so there you have it. Simple blues turnaround in G. Try tacking that onto our blues that I showed you in another video. And enjoy